Man, welcome. Boxing on 100. Before I even really get into this, I'm just gonna let Rolly take it away, man. Rolly, it's on you.
But Shakur, that's that guy will put anybody to sleep outside the ring, not inside the ring because that's like he's the most boring fighter in the history of boxing, and they can say whatever the fuck they want. They can hype him up and all that stuff, but I really feel bad for him because there's no way they could put him on pay-per-view. He can't sell a fight.
That was on full display. Thursday night, I stay up way past my bedtime on a card that up until that point really delivered. So before I even get to what I need to get to with Shakur and that performance, Dilo Santos, you were no better either. Before I even get to that, I want to show love, the pride, the future of boxing, particularly in the 135 division. Abdullah Mason, Emiliano Vargas, both got KOs and did it in spectacular fashion. I hope neither one moves up in weight or goes down or whatever. I want to see them clash at some point. Not now, obviously. Let them keep developing. Let them keep developing. And when they become the stars of that division, that's going to be epic, man. I don't know who I like more. I'm probably leaning towards Abdullah. I like he's a little more patient. I think his spacing and his timing of his punches are a little bit more refined. But Vargas, he's like his father, ferocious Fernando Vargas. He's ferocious when he connects in those combos and flurries. It puts you out. My man got up, bent down, rolled, got caught. Referee, like man, he had the Zab Judah noodle legs. I remember that. So shout out to them. Navarrete versus Cansao. That was epic, man. That was fireworks. Fireworks. My man looked like he was about to get put away several times, but the rounds where he didn't look like he was going to get put to sleep, I thought he won those rounds. It ended up in the majority draw, which I'm not mad at. It's perfect. It was like a layup for a rematch because I don't want to see Navarrete versus Shakur right now. And I don't want to see any other matchup for Navarrete other than this one. Cansao proved he just got a weak his balance isn't there. And Navarrete, his balance be off too. Like he lunges with uppercuts, he lunges with wide looping hooks. Like that's what made the fight what it was because they both are technically flawed. They both are technically flawed from a balance coordination standpoint. So you get big shots thrown in those exchanges. But it was fireworks and it was dope. There was some other fights on the card I can't quite recall. There was what's his name, Isley. He was a prospect I've heard about. That was my first time seeing him. Thought he eked out a victory barely, but he got to do better moving around, head movement, footwork. He's just kind of flat foot and just they were exchanging. Now Hernandez, who I'm familiar with, actually he makes those fights tougher than what they probably should be. So it might be credit towards him. I don't know. But Shakur Stevenson, it's unfortunate that I see you on Twitter saying, "Hey, if you don't like my fights, don't watch." You can't say that and then at the same time want to be the face of boxing because the face of boxing wants everybody to watch. You have to make them tune in. And your problem is you keep saying you the next Mayweather, you Floyd, you from that cloth and all that, but you're trying to skip steps. The Floyd you want to be is the Floyd that most of the people don't like, which is Money Mayweather, more defensive, picking his shots, being elusive. But to get to Money Mayweather, Mayweather was Pretty Boy Floyd at first, engaging, willing to exchange. Now, granted, word comes out, you had a bum arm or shoulder, or whatever it was. Cool. One thing I don't like is to say I wasn't 100%, but no excuse. Don't bring up you weren't 100%, but then say no excuse. No excuses. Hey, I played. Hey, I fought poorly. That's on me. We'll get better. It is what it is. A win is a win. You can't have like he keeps trying to have stuff both ways. He want to be a star, but he don't care what the fans like to see. He don't care what they watch. He's saying he ain't got no excuses, but mentioned he wasn't 100%. Like you can't bounce between who you are. He Shakur is having an identity. He having an identity crisis. I don't think he knows what he wants to be as a fighter yet. I just don't. And this further proves to me that he's not ready for none of them cats who want to battle fight Gervonta can fight Gervonta right now. None of them. Gervonta might have to honestly just move up because I don't see it, man. I just don't see it. This gave people like Haney a license to criticize. Ryan Garcia, you can say what you want about him, but he's gonna throw them hands. And this is the thing: I'm all for defensive fighting. That's why the title is it boring or is it brilliant? At times when people were lamenting Floyd, I was backing him up. I'm like, he's still throwing shots. He's not accumulating a lot of punches per round, but the ones he's throwing with counter punching, they're landing and they're scoring. He didn't throw a lot of punches in that round where he knocked out Ricky Hatton. He actually baited him in. He went to the corner, caught him with a check hook, and moved out the way. And then finished him when he got back up. That's elite counter punching. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. But in this fight versus De Los Santos, there was times where De Los Santos would come in with a wild hook, a wild jab, lunging towards the body, and most elite counterpunchers would attack. A lot of times he just backed up and didn't throw anything to catch him. So I don't know what that was about. And if you got one bad arm, though, you can't find a way to when he lunges and you duck or turn off the ropes, catch him with the other hand that works. Like I don't know, man. It's just a lot of excuses. Just say you I don't know. I don't know. It was a bad performance. You probably should talk a little bit less now. He got to, right? You got to talk a little bit less, man. You can't be talking the way you talking. And out here, bro, you fought like Charlo versus Canelo. And that's sad because I hate that fight when I watched it back. You are fighting like Charlo versus Canelo. And Edwin, I guess he can claim that he did try to push the pace. I wouldn't say Shakur was running, but he was definitely reluctant to engage for whatever reason. Like I know De Los Santos got speed, but it wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't that crazy enough to where, like, it was bad, man. Bad all around. The night was on such a high. Just came off the Navarrete Kunsao fight, and that was a goodie. And then you give us that, man. It's just I don't know what to do. Like, look at the numbers, man. Look at that. This is sad. This is sad. I don't even want to read it. If you see it on the screen, you see it. But just looking at this, listen, I'm right up the road from Crunk Boxing Gym, the new one, the one that when they move. This makes me want to go over there and just work out. Like, hey, Crunk, open up your facility for your boy, man. Crunk, open up your facility for your boy. I want to come over there and throw some hands because this is making me mad. These numbers are atrocious. De Los Santos threw all them punches and only landed 40 when it comes to total punches from the. Just crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. But that's it, man. That's all my time, man. Shout out to the rest of the card. Most of you guys on there did work. We still got some big fights going on later. And I'm just here for the recaps. And that's it, man. Like I just didn't I'm disappointed in Shakur. I understand he had an injury, but don't try to use that as an excuse and then say it's not an excuse. Either it is and go all out and use it as an excuse, or don't mention that at all if you really ain't about that. Also, leave Devin Haney alone. Leave Gervonta alone. We got to see more before you get on pay-per-view again. Because Rolly is right. after this performance, who's going to want to buy a ticket with you as the main event? You had Floyd, Andre Ward, and Terrence Crawford there supporting you, bro, and you laid an egg. That was an egg. That was an egg. You say them eggs for Easter, man. Oh, this is around Thanksgiving time. We on some other stuff right now. We on some soul food. You over here laying eggs. All right, man. I'm out. This has been fun.